And to make sure it all works. That's what I
We're
consider
making
stuff.
up for last week.
Oh yeah, because we came in late last week, didn't we?
Yeah, because
YouTube is
someone restarted his ancient computer.
yeah. Okay, we're all online here. Welcome everybody. Good to see everybody. Looks like all the chat's working here. Somebody's watching from Facebook, which is good. It's always nice to see. Oh no, no. Someone's on YouTube. Everything's slowly creeping in here. The numbers are starting to pop. Yeah, I got a notification too. I also got it. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Tonight's show is September Cash or Coffee. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. You got something to talk about because we'd love to hear your stories. What everybody do on Labor Day weekend? Let's hear the Labor Day weekend stories. Chad, you're not going to believe who was at my door this Labor Day weekend. But I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
I was in Iowa, so I wasn't there.
Bet you're going to talk about it on the show.
I bet you will. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I can believe what's at my door. Yeah, so let's see what's going here. There we go. I guess if I want, that is on. You're on. Let me do a quick chat. Give me a test sound real quick.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
One more time.
Testing 1, 2, 3. How's my level?
All right.
A little low, but we'll live. It's okay. Jesse, let me hear your level.
Hi there.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, look, the Geocaching Podcast is live. I'm going to update
Where?
this, though, on Facebook.
Where are
I'm
we
going to
live?
change the title because it just says Scott Burke's Live. So what's the show number?
579.
Episode 579.
Hey, if you're on Facebook, type into the chat just to make sure we know it's working. Will you?
We are September Cash or
See.
Coffee, right?
Yeah, we see that.
Can't believe it's
YouTube is working.
September.
I just want to make sure the chat that Facebook is working so we can get the chat, see if everybody can, if I can make sure I can see everybody chatting on this thing. Hi, Coach Dog. Aaron, go to Facebook and
I'm
send it.
testing it.
Oh, you're testing? I'm just curious to see if it works. See if I can see both. Because last week I couldn't see the YouTube comments. I can only see the YouTube comment. There it is. Okay, cool. It does work. I'm seeing it all today then. Yay. That's always kind of nice.
People use Facebook.
People use Facebook and Periscope. Yeah, too. That as well.
Yeah, that's the one that actually surprises me more.
That people still use Periscope?
Well, not that people still use Periscope, that we're getting hits for it. I guess. So I don't know that we had a big Periscope presence before on the podcast. I mean, you personally had a decent following, but
and I had to create a new account for this show. You know,
right.
Geocaching Podcast Periscope account via the Twitter account. But you know what? It's just one more way they can see us, man. You know, it's
right.
It's no skin off my bag to push it to Twitter. It doesn't cost me any more money.
Right, Periscope goes directly to Twitter.
Right. Hey, Ian, what's up, buddy? So yeah, so why not do it? You know, doesn't cost me any more. Still same amount of cash. So it's 8:27. What's funny, Jess, is that like when it says if I go to the StreamYard live viewers, it shows me only how many people are on Facebook. So it's showing me only 3 people are watching because that's how many people are currently watching via Facebook. But we also have more people watching via YouTube.
Oh,
If you have 7 people watching, very.
okay. So StreamYard is showing you only the Facebook Live watchers. But if you
Yes.
go to Restream, I can see everyone watching.
The chat.
It shows
Where do
everybody watching.
Where do you see that? Oh, I see 10. I got
Uh-huh.
you 10.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. What do you know? Good to know. All right, let's go. Chad, you ready to go?
Yeah, Jesse, write something in the private chat real quick.
Right, Chad,
I
in the
want to see
private chat?
something.
I gotta go back there.
Yeah.
Hold
Okay, cool. So it pops up if I'm looking at the live comments on our feed inside here, I can see that private chat has a couple of new ones.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you get a little notification up there, an indicator.
That's what I was hoping for.
Now, if only we can get Call In Studio to do something, so it
Yeah.
flashes. I need something to alert me that there's something going on my other screen down here. I only have.
You need to put it in your eyes, in your field of view, is what you need to do.
Well, I have it turned as much as I can. I should take a picture of this setup because I have
Yeah.
2, 3,
Everybody call Jessie and I keep
5
her out there,
screens.
yeah. So she can see the phone. 808-468-7924. We got September Cash or Coffee tonight. All right, so it is 8:29. I'm gonna start this. You guys ready?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Oh, there's my alarm. Stop. Okay, here we go. Audio has started in 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. Come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is 8:30, which means it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. We got Shorty Knits manning the phones tonight. And please welcome to my virtual left, my co-host, Jazz427.
Howdy, y'all. It's time to get those mugs topped off with some Casher coffee.
That's right, because tonight's episode number 579 is recorded live on September 4th, 2019, and it is the September Casher Coffee. Phone lines are open, so give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. But, Chad, we got to take Patreon. You know, Chad, we just had so many changes to this podcast in the past, 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
We changed our streaming service. We added a whole new aspect to this show. We're now streaming all over social media. And you know what, Chad? This all costs money.
It
It
does.
all costs money, and it ain't cheap money either. So, hey guys, if you can help us out, tiers starting as low as $3, give us a hand. We really appreciate it. We are on Patreon. It is patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
All right. Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
And we are also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creator of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go caching than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com, LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Max Tuds Body Company. Max Tuds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Be Gone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray, all great for the outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Tuds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And finally, pathtags.com for all your swag and path tag needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized path tags, with over 39,000 tags to collect. Pathtags.com is everything you need to start your path tag obsession. Visit them at pathtags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com. And Chad,
Mm-hmm.
September 2019 promo, free shipping anywhere, Chad. Get free shipping
Ooh.
anywhere in the world, valid on refills, starter kits, and change orders.
Awesome.
Can't go wrong with that, dude.
Can't. Nope.
You can find links to our sponsors in all of our show notes. Chad,
Mm-hmm.
how was your Labor Day, buddy?
It was pretty good. Yours?
Yeah, it was long. It was long and it was tiring, but it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, I heard you did some traveling.
A little bit of traveling, yeah. I never knew Iowa was so hilly. It's
Really?
pretty hilly out there. Yeah, I was shocked. I thought Iowa would be pretty flat.
Yeah.
Went to the Field of Dreams, kid.
Field of
Actually,
Dreams.
look, I got some.
If
This
they build it,
I got. Look at this. This is terraformer right there from the freaking Field of Dreams right
Mhm.
there.
if
You
you
hear that?
build it, they will come.
That right there. That's dirt from the Field of Dreams right there. kid.
Awesome.
Yeah, how about that? So yeah, they built it, and guess what? I cummed. So
Hey now.
we had a front porch cache update, Chad. While we were
Uh-huh.
in Iowa, sir, someone came to our house. Someone came to our house, Chad. So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
This is the email. This is I'm sorry. This is not the. This is their actual. This is their log. The family decided to go to Chicago for our last vacation before school starts. Each of our family members had a day to pick what they wanted to do. Mom was day one, so we spent the day at downtown and at Navy Pier. Day two is Dad's day, so we went geocaching, finding some of the wired geocaches. Day three is the boys' choice, so we spent the day at the museum. Today is day two, and we're out finding geocaches. We cached from Chicago all the way up to West Bend, which is kind of awesome. You know, West Bend, Chad's only about an hour away, hour and a half away from me,
Mhm.
so maybe about 2 hours, a little shy of 2 hours. Cached all the way up to West Bend and went and saw West Bend. We found these awesome puzzle caches after heading back from Wisconsin. The puzzle to find the cache location, which is our cache, was fun to do and easy enough for me to figure out. As I walked up to the porch, I noticed the Ring doorbell, so I knew the owner would know I was on the porch. Just as I was leaving, I heard a voice from the Ring asking who I was. Jesse, you want to chime in on this story?
Yeah, we were literally in the middle of nowhere.
Literally in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere. And I said, "Oh, Scott, I'm gonna hop out and get this cash. You see who's at the front door."
Yeah, so it was too bad I missed the CO while I was in the area. So yeah, so hopefully next time I'm in town we can meet up. Thanks for putting this cash out for everyone to enjoy. Greetings from Seattle, Chad. There's a little hint for it.
Mhm.
So I say hello and I say who is, and I say hello and he says hello and I say who is this, and he says Chad. I go okay. I mean, Jesse were like okay, Chad, and then Jesse's like ask him what his caching name is. So I said what's your caching name? And he says something I couldn't understand him. So I said okay, cool man, thanks for stopping by. And Jesse goes, dude, that's Bounce Bounce. I'm like, oh my god, Bounce Bounce, you're at my house. I'm like, what are you doing in Chicago? And he's like, yeah, then he said my family took a trip out there. So yeah, so Bounce Bounce was actually at my house. We were unfortunately not home to get the call or the but yeah, Bounce Bounce was at our house. So
Sweet.
yeah, how crazy is
Yeah.
that? Is that
De-
crazy?
Definitely wasn't this Chad.
No, it definitely was not. No, I'd recognize you if yeah. But yeah, it was crazy. I
Oh,
was not
that's
expecting Bounce
that's
Bounce.
cool.
Yeah, Bounce Bounce was at the house. So
Yeah,
You
the
know,
Ring
Chad?
doorbell's definitely a cool thing to have, especially if you got a porch cache.
Dude, that's the only way Jesse would let me have a porch cache is if we had the Ring doorbell. So yes. So, oh, Scott's frozen. Apparently, I got one. Am I frozen anymore? I don't think
You
I'm
you 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 unfroze. Your video was frozen there for a while for some
frozen.
reason.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. So yeah, that was Bounce Bounce came visit us. We unfortunately were not home, sadly. But yeah, thank you, Bounce Bounce, for getting the point. I told him and he didn't listen to me. Bounce Bounce got to send me your address because guys, you know the rule. If you're a listener of this show, you come to my cache, whether we are home or not, you get a path tag. So Bounce Bounce, you guys send me your address in a Facebook DM or something like that, and I will get that path tag out to you because you earned it, man. You come all the way to Chicago and find my house, you get a path tag automatically. Um, moving on, Chad.
Hmm.
We got an email, a quick email here. So
Awesome.
yeah, we got an email from Yvonne over at logwork.com. You might remember we had her on at the beginning of the summer about the Alberta
Yep.
Battle Cache
Hmm.
out in Canada. She says, "Hey guys, just wanted to give you a summer update. Our Alberta Battle Cache is wrapping up. We were doing pretty good on our stats until we opened up another game boards. Once you start, you just can't stop. We were at second place of most efficient players at one point. Oh, good. You know, it's got to be a tough unless you're a crazy.
Yeah.
Player, I can't imagine. That you could actually keep up with that. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, that sounds difficult.
Yeah. So Chad, tell me what you did on your trip. What did you do? Not your trip. I'm sorry. On your vacation. I know you're gearing up. For anybody who doesn't know, Chad's gearing up for one more surgery coming up. Are you not?
Yeah, I'm gearing up. So after going caching, gonna get partial knee replacement. So it's time. But so
Well, long time listeners of the show know you've had knee surgeries in the past.
yeah, I had
Line before.
I've had multiple knee surgeries on this knee with the arthroscopic surgery, cleaning up the cartilage a couple times. I car accident in 1991. Don't need to go into the whole history, but that knee's pretty much mangled. But hopefully it'll be a lot better after this. But yeah, I've been preparing for going caching a bit, but I think we had a lot of things this past or since the last Cacher Coffee with regards to geocaching souvenirs.
What do you mean?
Oh, overall, just we had the International Geocaching Day. We had the Mystery at the Museums. We had the Streak. So a lot of things.
Did you get them all?
So I did manage to get them all, and I'm a bit irked at the Mystery at the Museum. So
Irked at the mystery? How come you're irked at? You didn't get it?
I got it, but I had to burn some. What do you call it? Challenge caches that I had signed, but I hadn't logged because I didn't qualify them at the time that I signed, and kind of leave them around for a little bit. Hey, I need this. Push one in here, push one in there, kind of thing.
Right.
But
right.
so I had forgotten. I had forgotten about it until I think about the week before it ended. That the Saturday, 1 week before it ended. I had logged a cache, and apparently that was the first one that I had logged during that period of time where I had the detective, and it popped up a souvenir for that, and it's like, oh crap, I haven't been doing this. So that weekend I ran out and I did all of the what were the things, the footprints, the shadows, and the fingerprints.
Yes.
And I managed to get a couple of the gems. So during that week, I got almost all the other gems. I still need one ruby, and then I went with some friends to Truckee area. Spent the night in Truckee, and then we went into Nevada, and we hit this power trail that was archived, but the owner basically archived them, and but said that. You pretty much go out and find them while they're still out there until someone puts something else out. And so we went and hit them, and I didn't realize that they didn't count any of those towards the 35 caches that you needed after you got all the gems.
Right.
You
Right.
know, luckily I at least had about 18 other caches during that weekend, so I only needed to burn 17 of my challenge caches.
Hmm.
But it was still pretty annoying because it said any caches.
Yeah, you would think that would still work.
Archive
It looks
caches
good.
to me count as any caches.
It's still a find. It counts.
That's still
counts
I
as your
still get a
find count.
smiley. I still get a smiley face for it. So
That's right.
Right.
We were fortunate for that event that we were out in Ohio for the
Right.
Midwest Geobash, so we didn't really have a problem getting all the souvenirs for that.
Yeah. We pretty much. I mean, it was a little work, and we had to change the way we cached a little bit.
I mean, I could have easily found 35 caches. I did 100. We did 101 archive caches that Saturday. So I could have easily managed to find 35 non-archive caches. I wasn't logging them real time, and I didn't realize it until after I got home. And then that Sunday, I'm logging them, and I was like, "Oh crap! I'm not gonna have time to run out and get the other 18."
You could have deleted your logs and then relogged them in the right order.
It wasn't an issue of logging them in the right order, so the archive caches weren't counting at all.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I had managed to get the last ruby before I started my last gem, which was a ruby, before I started logging any of the others.
Gotcha.
Coon and Bud in the I gotta say this actually now in the YouTube chat, because we have different chats going on right now. Hey, big news in Arkansas, big meeting of reviewers and lackeys will be held in my hometown. From what a reviewer says, 20 to 25 reviewers will be in a big conference. That's interesting. It's like a it's like a reviewer con, for lack of a better term.
LackeyCon.
LackeyCon. There you go, Jesse. Thank you. Good. You think they're gonna make an event out of it? It's a lack. So yeah, you'll have all the reviewers in one place. So if you want to, so Chad.
So GSM X2 Scott and Vallejo, or Scott and Nohi videos in the chat room put in that I think Taz should be irked at himself instead of at mystery at the museums. And I'll agree to 50% responsibility.
You'll go at 50%.
I did think about it and figured that there was a chance that this could happen, and I told myself that, hey, I do have these challenge caches if I need to.
Yeah, if you need to burn them, you can burn them.
Right.
You know, the beauty of that's like Jesse. Did you finally use our porch cast, Jess? I know she's been.
I
she's
did.
not been on that forever.
I did. I finally
you
logged.
burned it?
Yeah, I finally did. What was
Did you
it
do
for?
the puzzle?
No, I know how to get here. I didn't have to follow the map. I'm trying to remember what it was for. It might have actually been for Streak Week. I can't remember. We found so many.
365?
Or was it what?
You needed a couple days in your 365 left. Did you burn one of those?
Oh, that might have been what it was. That's right. I was working on. I had my calendar filled for a few years, but there was one challenge that it needed to be 365 days in Illinois, and there had been a few weekends where every year I go
August
to
when we're at West Bend.
right. Every year I go to Ohio over the same weekend, or every year I go to Wisconsin over the same weekend, and so I did need to fill a couple of calendar days with an Illinois cache. So yeah, I think you're right, Scott. I finally burned it.
Oh,
So my closest to home.
Sweet.
Wait, Coon in Bed says he listed the GC. He listed. Oh yeah, GCB. Oh,
No, that's an
GC8C OXC. Friends of the Frog. Wow. So that I was joking. It actually is an event. I was totally joking around. Somebody pull it up and Coon and Bud, you're not a part of that, are you? Hey guys, anybody got any interesting stories today? Give us a call 808-468-7924. 808 got swag. Either anything you want to talk about tonight or anything you did over the Labor Day weekend and a nice long weekend here to go caching. Jesse and I were in Iowa, the great state of Iowa, which shockingly was way hillier than I expected it to be. But we had a great time. We had I posted some chat. You see Jesse wipe out down the hill? Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, I posted a video of
I'll have
Jesse
to-
sliding down the hill and wiping out down the ditch. It was kind of good.
I have to go check that out.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff on there, man. Come on, you got to follow us. Chad, you not follow the show on Facebook? What's up, pal?
I follow you on Facebook, but I don't open
Me,
Facebook.
the show, not me, the show.
Well, I follow the show.
Sure.
I don't open Facebook. So
What the hell's wrong with you on Facebook?
I've been social media burnt out.
Burnout?
Yeah, so I kind of like open social media like once or twice a month for a couple of quick looks to make sure that family members don't kill me.
You got just enough to make it seem like you're active. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that.
Oh, I see. So yeah, so we had an Iowa trip. So Chad, listen to this story. Jesse, I'm gonna let you tell this story. But Chad, so Jesse, poor little Jesse here, has gone 27 years without ever getting a speeding ticket.
Right? Wait, how old am I? Make sure. Yeah,
So she's
27
double
years I've been driving.
She's double checking the math here,
Yep.
guys.
Because
Jesse,
27 years seems like a long time to me. I'm like, I can't be that old.
I've been driving for like over 30 already. It's insane. I know. So
Yeah, my wife's got her beat, but go ahead.
So Jesse's gone 27 years without a speeding ticket. Okay. And she thinks it's because of a good driver. I told her it's because she's a cute chick, and cops don't think it's a cute chick.
No,
So
I think I've
So-
only ever been pulled over like 3 times in my life, and it's usually because I have a headlight out or something stupid.
So we're in Iowa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Iowa, and Jessie gets pulled over. She's rocking down this road. So wait, no, I got to preface this story. So Jesse, we're on this long road, and Jesse's behind a local. Well, I should say, like, he's got an Iowa plate. I'm assuming he's a local. Okay, and Jesse's like, I'm going around him. So she guns it around him. Right. No, first she said, before that, we're talking, going, Jesse's like, do you think he knows something we don't know? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I'm going around him. So she goes around him, guns it to like 82 miles an hour because it's a speed limit 55, we assume. I don't know.
Right.
It was not 82,
You weren't going, were you going 72?
72.
Sorry, she was going 72 and a 55. Okay. So sure enough, a cop's coming the opposite way, pulls her over. Okay. And she's like, she's devastated that he's pulling her over. And so he's taking a long time. I'm like, he don't give you a ticket. She's like, no, he's not. No, he can't give me a ticket. He can't. She's like, and he comes back with a ticket. Jesse Brown, literally, Chad, crying in the car.
I was very upset about this.
Crying in the car. Okay.
Not to the cop.
Not the cop. Yeah, don't
No,
get me
no,
wrong.
not to him. He sent me on my way, and I was crying
She's not.
as
she's
I was
not-
driving
she's
away.
She's not crying at the cop. Okay. So I'm talking to her and I'm trying to, it's okay. It's just a ticket. It's no big deal. Blah, 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 blah. So she gets over it. She cries for 2 minutes, 5 minutes tops, not even. And we move on in our day. I put the ticket in the glove box. We're we move on. Chad, when I tell you 15 minutes later, Chad, my hand to God, 15 minutes later, Jesse's phone rings. And it's an Iowa area code. She's like, should I answer it? I'm like, yeah. Who the hell is calling us from Iowa? Chad?
Uh-huh.
Jesse? Tell him who it was on the phone.
It was the state trooper who just pulled me over.
Uh-huh.
The cop called her on the phone, which I thought was creepy as hell.
It was
How the hell
creepy.
did he get her number?
I did not give him my phone number. I promise. I didn't slip it to him or anything. And he tells me, are you the one I just pulled over back on State Route 30? And I said, yes. And he said, well, why don't you just go ahead and rip up that ticket that I wrote for you? I accidentally wrote the wrong court date. So let's just consider it a warning.
He told her to rip up the
Oh, oh, how lucky can you get?
ticket. I mean, like a horseshoe up her ass, dude.
Hey now.
Seriously. Are you kidding me? And I looked at her, I'm
Wow.
like, you gotta be kidding me. You must be kidding
My
me.
record stands.
Record stand, Chad. Rip up the
Wow.
ticket, he calls her and tells her to.
I think women get it easy on tickets,
God,
anyways.
it's ridiculous, dude.
My wife has never gotten a ticket, period. So, and she's been driving. I can't say it on the air, but she's been driving a lot longer than Jesse.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. So yeah, so Jesse avoided a ticket this holiday weekend. So we went out there for specific reasons. We wanted to go to Iowa. We wanted to do some GeoArts. Is what we wanted. Some GeoArts, and we wanted to do, what was it, Milestone Lane? Is that what it was called, Jess?
Yeah, Milestone Lane.
Which is about 200 or so caches, challenge caches, for different various challenges and milestones that we qualified for over half of them, so make a run for it. So I wound up with 389 finds, which included 3 GeoArts, Milestone Land, and part of the Mustang art. Was that an art, Jess?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mustang?
Yeah.
I hit my head. Chat, I hit my triple fizzy on this trip.
Woohoo!
Yeah, how about that? And I also hit
Congratulations.
18,000 fines on this trip as well. So I thought that was kind of nice, hitting 18K. So, Jesse, what about you?
I ended up with, obviously our fines were a little different just because of the challenges. So I ended up with 382 total fines, plus signed in on an additional 42 challenges.
Yeah, so did
So-
I. I did as well. Yeah, I didn't count the.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chet. And we signed in on an additional 42 challenges that hopefully will
Wow.
someday.
Mm-hmm. So, and I finally, after sitting at one away for a year and a half, hit my double fizzy. So that was very exciting. I've been every chance we get, I'm like, Scott, there's just one cache I need to go and get. It's like an hour and a half from us. I got to get it. It's going to fill my fizzy. And he's like, no, why don't we go do this weekend? I'm like, ugh. So finally hit my double fizzy, and now I'm about 5 or 6, I think, away from my triple. So, we did end up getting 8 new counties and 8 new DeLorme pages in Iowa. So that might be our next venture.
Yeah, we
since we've
finished Illinois.
completed
Now we got
Illinois.
to Iowa, apparently. Yes.
Yep. And I have a couple stories from our trip. First story I wanted to tell is people in that area. So there were 4 or 5 GeoArts within probably a 20-mile radius, I would say, out in like eastern Iowa, near Cedar Rapids. And people there seem to know about geocaching. So the first comment was, as we pulled up to the very first cache in Milestone Lane, the very first challenge, we're in the middle of nowhere, and there's a woman walking towards us, walking her dog. Middle of nowhere. We're like, what are the chances of this? What are we going to do?
Literally middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, well,
Like,
forget
not even
it.
a road, a dirt road.
Right. Yeah, gravel road, middle of nowhere. I'm like, well, I'm just going to go and get it. So I walk over, I sign it on the cache, and as I'm signing in and putting it back, she's walking up behind me, and she says, oh, are you guys geocaching? And I said, yes, as a matter of fact, we
Yeah.
are. And she says, I didn't know there was one here. There's one over there on the bridge, and there's one down there at the corner, and there's one at the cemetery. You're the first people I've seen here this season. So I thought that was really cool. So we chatted with her for a little bit and, told her where we were from and everything we were doing. And then a few hours later, we were taking a break. We ran into town, went to the gas station, and one of the clerks at the gas station, as we're checking out, says to me, he's not the one checking, that we're checking out with, and he says to me, are you guys here geocaching? Scott had his Geocaching Podcast shirt on. And I was like, didn't know how to respond to that. Like, that was a random question. I said, well, yeah, we are. And he says, oh, I used to do some geocaching. I used to live out in Oregon, and I found a few, and my phone's not so great, so I can't really can't really do it so much anymore. But yeah, I had a really, really good time. And I was like, there's lots around here. You should give it a try again. He said, oh,
Absolutely.
maybe I will. I might. Yeah. So I thought that was
That's cool.
great.
Yeah,
That
this
was
a
really
guy-
cool.
this, again, random guy in the gas station. It was
Mhm.
just like the weirdest thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very positive.
So it's
So-
nice to see that in the almost 20 years, it's become pretty mainstream in terms of people
At
knowing
least
it.
people knowing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least
Or-
seeing it and saying, "Oh wow, is that is that what you guys are doing?" Kind of a thing, which we thought was rather interesting. I don't see that very often. Mostly, it's what's that?
Mhm.
Not oh yeah. So yeah, it was a nice trip though. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Jesse was pretty miserable because of her allergies were pretty bad. But
I had like the worst allergies of my life, literally all weekend long. So it was terrible. I was taking three different allergy medication that was doing absolutely nothing, and I just had to try to
Yeah.
power through it.
Yeah. And here, Chad, another interesting thing. So we're at a 5.5, right?
Mhm.
We're at a. You remember what cache it was? I don't remember what cache.
Yeah, it was a 5.5. It was more than 2,000 fines in a year, which we
Okay.
both easily qualified
challenge.
for.
And Jesse goes out to go get the cache, and it's just literally on a gravel road, behind a power pole, right? Jess, it wasn't anything.
Yep,
major.
it was at a power pole next to a cornfield.
Chad, Jesse finds 5 containers.
There were literally 5 containers there.
Literally 5 containers there, dude.
And I looked and I was like, I was looking around and I'm like, oh, here it is. And then I went, oh, wait, here it is. Wait, there's another one. Scott, there are 3 containers here. And then I looked again. I go, nope, there are 4 containers here. Oh my gosh, no, there's one right there. There are literally 5 containers there.
They got log sheets in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
So
took-
one of
we
them,
took a bunch. Yeah.
one of them was probably the original one and it was actually broken. So that one went to the garbage. One of them was obviously a throwdown because it was a Mentos container with a log sheet in it, and then there was a pop top, double-sided pop top. There was a regular prescription pill bottle, and then there was an over-the-counter pill bottle.
Right.
Man, so this wasn't a legitimate 5.5, or at one time it was a legitimate 5.5,
No,
and
Well, it was the challenge.
It was a challenge.
that was a
cache.
challenge. Okay.
Yeah.
2,000 fines in a year, kind of.
2,000 fines in a year. So it was rated a 5.5. But why there are 5 containers at the one light pole? Like
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
it
That's
was just
that's
weird.
a bit ridiculous.
And it wasn't even a difficult hide, or it was like hard to get to. It was literally a light pole on the side of the road. People are literally just throwing caches at the pole and moving on, I guess, because
They want to make sure they can count that as a find.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
5
You know,
containers, dude.
other than having a bunch of red herring containers at a location, I don't think I've ever seen more than
Yeah,
two.
we took 2 or 3 of them. We took a bunch of them back with us
I can't blame you.
in the car just to make our life easier here. So
Well, you're
Chad-
also doing some pseudo because effectively it's wind up being trash.
Yeah, and then we did end up using one at one that was obviously missing. Actually, I found so most of them. It was actually really nice what they did out there. Almost all of the power trails, the GeoArts, were bison permanently affixed to a fence post or to the power pole with like an eyelet, and then
Right.
a key ring.
And you find the eyelet hanging there, or the
Right, just the
eyelet with the
top.
top.
Yeah. So I found just the top. So I did.
right. Jesse, did you log it 5 times? Ryan in the chat room wants to know.
I definitely did not log it 5 times.
Hey, we got a call, guys. We've got On a Boat here out of Ohio. On a Boat, hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. How are you?
How you doing, Ian? What's up, man?
I'm doing well. Hey, I just wanted to give you guys a quick question here.
Sure.
So the Streak Week thing that just randomly popped up
Yes.
last week. What are your thoughts on all these souvenir things just popping up for the sake of souvenirs? How do you guys feel about that? Like, did you guys all accomplish that? Or I know you guys went on your adventure, So I assume you guys did your streak week.
Yeah, I did, and Jesse did. Chad, did you do a streak?
Yeah, I did the streak as well. I mean, it was a little bit last minute as far as when I saw it, and I was kind of wondering is like, did other people get earlier notifications or? But managed to get it in there. That wasn't too bad. Trying to get out there and grab one a day. There was a couple DNFs in there that were that was irritating when you're in your work clothes after work trying to get a cache.
Yes. Yeah, Jesse and I were fortunate enough to have a bunch of caches go live near our house. So we
Lucky you.
yeah, well, I see it. My I think we talked about him last week or 2 weeks ago. I see it. My mentor, he lives in Buffalo Grove. He just put out a bunch of caches, so we actually had some caches to get, and then we obviously went down to Iowa, so we got them there. Ian, did you get them? Did you get Street Week?
I did. Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle. I actually, my area doesn't have a lot of caches very, very close to me. They're kind of spread out a little bit, and the way the highways are designed in Cleveland here, it's kind of it's not always easy to get across town after work.
Sure. Oh, I can only imagine. Yes. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So I actually had plans to hide some new caches for other people to make theirs a little bit easier, and no, it never really got around to that. I published some further away by my parents' house, but
right.
Yeah, I just found it interesting, just randomly dropping a souvenir on us 2 days before it started.
It seemed out of nowhere. It did seem out of nowhere. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But usually, besides the International Geocaching Day, they got something going on in August. But I kind of counted the mystery at the museum. I thought that was going to be their August deal, since it kind of went in July into August, and then this was kind of a surprise to me.
In terms of your question, I thought that again. Your question being, do you think what do you think of all the souvenirs? I thought they overkilled it back a couple of years ago. I think it was 2016. Was it 2016 when they did 31 days in August?
I think that was like 24.
Was it
24?
Was it really
14?
13,
Yeah.
14.
Oh, good Lord. Am I really have been doing that? Oh, man. Yeah, that's when I thought because I had like maybe 6 before then, and then suddenly everybody's got 50, because, and now, I have over 100. I have like 120, I think, or something like that. It's not what it used to be. No, I used to have challenges where you're like, find 100 souvenirs. And I was like, I'll never get 100 souvenirs,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I have 180.
I used to think you had to do every state to get 100 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So do I think they overkilled it? Yeah, I think they really. I don't know. I think a better term would be they watered it down from what it was.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
They're not quite as special as they used to be.
Sure.
Everything.
I could not agree more. Absolutely, yes. They are not as special as they once were. Like, while getting a state one's really cool, but yeah, now it's like I look at them and I'm just like I have over 100 in there. So absolutely,
Yeah.
I 1,000% agree with you. Yes, I do. Yes.
Have you guys kept your streaks going? I've tried to keep mine going now. I want to.
No, I did not. No,
No.
like you, I could not. I have got everything within a 15-mile radius of my house. I was lucky enough that I see it put those out, and just at random time, the correct time to put them out. But no, I don't. I don't have. I wouldn't have probably been able to do it if he hadn't put those out. So yeah, it would have been a struggle. Let me rephrase that. It would have been a struggle to do.
It was pretty much a struggle for me to do that streak while working and stuff because of the area that I've cleaned out around here. It's like I've got to go the opposite direction into bad traffic and after work, and it's like I just can't do that.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's. I'm looking at Ryan here. I have 225 souvenirs. 225. I have 275.
I think I'm at somewhere around 180, 190.
Yeah, I'm at 180. What was funny when Scott and I were doing the challenges, all the challenges out in Iowa, we skipped over any challenge that was a streak more than 200 days because we're both like, we're never ever going to do this. My streak was like 201. I think Scott, what's yours, like 150 or something like that?
151. There was a 400-day streak. I'm like, I'm never doing 400 days.
Nope, we'll just drive right by it.
No, I did it. I'll do it when I retire, and that's a good 12, 15 years from now. Then maybe we'll think about it. But like now, hell, you kidding me? I can't do 400 days. I couldn't. I literally couldn't. There's not enough caches in my area.
Seven's hard enough.
What?
I said 7 days is hard enough for me.
7 was really hard. So,
Right.
I mean, that's yeah.
If I'm retired or something,
Remembering.
What?
if I
Go ahead, Chad.
I was going to say, if I retire or something, then then I'll go for a streak. But while I'm working, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I couldn't. I even cleared up my work area. I mean, so I can't even do it there. So it's like
I was just going to say my biggest issue is just remembering to go out and find a cache. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, it's 8:00 at night. I haven't found a cache today. Oh man,
right, right.
I'm got to drive somewhere. That actually happened last night. I'm at like 11 days now. And I went out and like hiked in the middle of the woods last night.
Oh, you see, like that's when you're like, is it? I mean, I remember I was streaking back in 2009. I was trying to get to 100 days, and you got to remember this is 09. A lot harder to get to 100 days than it is now because there's just wasn't that many caches out there. And I remember it was about 7:00 in February, and it was snowing out, a horrible snowstorm. And I am literally in the middle of the woods digging in a pile of snow. Okay, digging through a pile of snow, screaming at myself, going, what the hell are you doing? Are you kidding me with this? You are digging in a pile of snow to try and find a cache to keep this streak going. It is snowing out. You are insane. And it ended pretty much soon after that because I was like, what am I doing? This isn't fun anymore. Now it's becoming a chore,
Yeah, it's like a job.
Yeah. And there's nothing worse. I mean, I'm sure you get it where it's like 9, 10 o'clock and you're like, oh, damn it. You have to get off the couch and get in your car and go find the cat. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And that's just not fun. That's not fun anymore. It really isn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally get it. And I think they totally watered down the souvenirs. I wouldn't say they're bad. I just say they're watered down. I'll leave it at that because I don't mind them.
It's a different experience now. I agree with you. Yep.
Yeah, but I don't hate them.
I would say definitely the 31 days of August was watered down when they're giving you one a day.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say this 7-day streak was a bit more of a you got to work a bit more for it. I would say the 4 that you got for the mystery at the museum, you had to work for them. I mean, you're getting more out there, but you're actually putting in some effort, I think. So as long as they're making you put in some effort to get them, then I think it's okay. They had some really watered down ones that you could kind of cheat on back when they were counting things like trackables and to get them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, Ian, did you sign up for the Ninja Turtle?
I did. Yeah, I just popped in the chat there. I did. I'm actually I think I'm blacklisted because they swear I got a trackable for a different promotion I never activated.
You can't not activate it, Ian. Come on. Seriously?
Yeah, so I think. Well, they swear they sent me a Discover the Forest trackable that I never received. I swear up and down I've never seen this thing in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure I'm on the naughty list. I don't think I'll ever get another one. So.
I actually pulled a Smokey the Bear one out of a cache in Iowa. I brought it back to the States. It's in my front porch cache. But I hadn't seen a Smokey the Bear one, so we grabbed it and brought it back to Illinois.
That's cool.
But, we'll see if we get one. I signed up for it. I know Jesse did as well. We both.
Yeah, I did too. So while we're talking about this, can I just bring up that there are events that you can go to?
There's like 3 in the U.S.
Yeah, for a chance to get one.
Wait, what?
There's just some events where they're giving them away.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Wait, go ahead, Jess.
Okay, so go to the geocaching.com and then click on the trackable, the request a free trackable. Click on that. And then scroll down underneath the request a trackable form. There's find a Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles event near you. Attend one of our upcoming geocaching events for your chance to receive your very own Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trackable and to meet with other geocaching members and fellow TMNT fans. And there's a whole bunch. There were 2 last time I looked in the U.S., a bunch in Europe, and a couple in South America. And now there's actually 3 in the U.S.
We need to host one. How do we host one?
Well, that's my question. Did I just miss this over the last promotions, or is this something new that they're doing now for promotions?
I don't know. Ian, you said you had a comment about that?
Yeah, so Jesse, I noticed the exact same thing. I was super curious about that because I love hosting events and stuff, as you guys know. So I reached out to HQ and said, hey, how do I host an event like this? The Ohio Geocaching Association would like to host one in Ohio. And I actually got a reply back from Peter, community coordinator at HQ, and said, thanks for your interest in hosting this. We work with Nickelodeon and geocaching community members in Nickelodeon's target cities to distribute trackables to certain predetermined events. They basically said, well, you're more than welcome to host a Ninja Turtle themed event. They can't provide any trackables for it.
Is Chicago a host a Nickelodeon friendly city?
No.
It would look like Louisville.
And really?
New York and Memphis.
Yeah.
Louisville, New York, and Memphis?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So far. But like I said, there were only 2 yesterday or the day before whenever this started. And now there's 3. So maybe there'll be more. But then they're also in Europe.
Yeah, they got 5
France,
in Europe
Spain,
right now.
London, Berlin, Italy, and then 2 in South America.
Yeah, we don't have one west of the Mississippi, people. Come on.
Really?
Really.
Wow. Wow. All right, Ian, thank you so much, buddy, for calling in. It's always good to hear from you.
Yep, thanks, guys. Good chat.
We'll talk to you soon. Talk to you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Chad.
Uh-huh.
We have got another call here. We have got, we'll bring him in. We have got TXOG, Jeremy, Houston, Texas. Hello, sir.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing good.
How's the weather in Houston, Texas right now?
It's hot down here. Hot
Okay.
and humid.
Hot and humid. Okay. What can I do for you tonight?
Oh well, basically I was I just released a new gadget style cache out here, and I'm actually in Spring, Texas, which is just north of Houston and North Harris County.
Mm-hmm. Chad,
And
Chad, wait, hold on.
That we
Wait, Jeremy, hold on. Chad, you know where that is?
Oh, yeah. They do an annual crawfish boil in Spring, Texas. I'm very familiar with Spring, Texas.
Okay.
So I lived in Sugarland for 20 years.
Where'd you live?
Sugarland, Texas.
Okay.
You lived in Sugarland?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's southwest of
we have the annual crawfish
Houston.
festival there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead. I'm so sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, basically, it was just last minute for me to call in. So the cache I created is actually a collaboration with 2 really great geocachers as well. Bounce, Chad.
Sure.
And also with DJ W House.
Oh, Dave. Sure.
Oh, cool.
Chicago. Yeah, my hometown.
Yeah, so it was a collaboration between the 3 of us. I came up with this concept. I had this great concept, and I really didn't know a whole lot about Arduino and doing gadget caches, and but I had this great concept, and I didn't know how to go from concept to cache. So I actually reached out to Chad Bounce, and started talking to him because I had seen several of his gadget caches through his on his Twitter and on YouTube and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I contacted him, and he just geeked out about it. I mean, the whole concept was just unbelievable for him. So him and I started working together and collaborating on taking this concept. He actually created the tool of the trade, the tot that you need, and what it is actually looks like a Geiger counter, like that you would use for checking for radiation. That was the first one that we made. It was a prototype, and he used it and actually made a lab cache out of it. Took it up to Tri-Cities and tried it out up there as a lab cache. And then he made the final container for me and sent it down here. So basically, what this gadget cache is kind of like a multi-cache. And what you would do is when you start off, you start off at the ground zero. You open this container that's in front of one of the businesses in Old Town Spring. So, Chad, you said you know where Spring is and the Crawfish Festival. Well, this gadget cache is actually in Old Town Spring.
Right.
So you show up, and I went and collaborated with several of the businesses down there in Old Town Spring. So a little bit about Old Town Spring. It's like a historical, like an old town, like a bunch of houses that have been turned into like shops and stores and stuff like that. So it's this big, huge area for tourists and for people to come in and do shopping, and it's all local little shops and stuff like that. And it's this big, huge little area with all these little shops and restaurants and souvenir shops. It's a really cool little place. So, you get to ground zero, you open this container up, you get the combination to open up the lid. You open it up, and then you pull this thing out of that looks like a Geiger counter, and you turn it on. And what it does, it has a screen, and on the screen it tells you that it gives you your secret mission. You know, this is a Mission Impossible mission, and it tells you that, if you accept this mission, you scan here, and it's basically uses RFID chips, and it has an RFID reader inside of it.
Wow.
So you scan the first waypoint, which is a little geocache sticker, which is a 1-inch round sticker, but underneath it is the RFID chip. You scan it, and as soon as you scan it, it gives you a clue about something or somewhere around Old Town Spring. I'm not going to give too many spoilers on what it says, but the idea is it gives you a clue, and then you have a time limit. It starts ticking on you, and it's like counting down like this thing is a ticking time bomb,
right.
And you have a certain amount of time in order to find what the next waypoint is. So you look at the clue, and basically you have to start going off somewhere in Old Town Spring and whatever the clue tells you. So if you make it there in time before it runs out of time, you scan the next waypoint and it sends you somewhere else.
That's pretty cool.
So we had a great event. We had of course you can't do events on geocaching.com specifically for the release of a new geocache.
Right.
But we have a group page down here called Houston Area Geocachers on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So we actually published it on there, an event for all of us a bunch of the local people around here that do geocaching. And we had a great turnout. And people came out there, and it was just hilarious watching these people, going from waypoint to waypoint, running one end of Old Town Spring to the other end of Old Town Spring, which is only the course of maybe 2 blocks.
Did we just lose Scott?
I hear him talking in the other room, but I don't hear him here.
Yeah, I think we lost him. So, I mean, I definitely would like to get back to Houston and do that. I got a lot of caching buddies there. I'm a member of the SETX group and TXGA and all that. So, Spring's a great place to cache. So
I tried
there's
to tell
a great hike and bike trail there at Greenway. It was a Greenway Trail. So
sorry, hold on a second.
Did a bunch of caches down Greenway Trail at one point.
Hold on. There we go. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Gary?
Yeah,
There
I can
you
hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You guys?
You're go ahead. We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, good. So anyway, I mean, it's just a really great idea. I mean, it's a great concept. The idea of doing it at Old Town Spring is to kind of showcase some of the really unique places and unique businesses that are down there in Old Town Spring.
Yeah.
And at the same time, turn it into a geocaching, like a multi-cache.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. And, Chad Bounce really did a great job on this, on the unit, helping me and building the unit and sending it to me. And then we're trying to get the whole the code for Arduino tweaked to the right way. I mean, so it was a great concept to allow going from one point to another. The times would be different because one, it may be closer than the other one, or it may be further, and then make sure the clues are right. So each clue is unique to the next waypoint.
Right.
And it's
right.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. Everybody that did it on last Saturday just had an absolute blast doing it. I mean, it was really funny watching it. And then they would time out. And then as you get up to the time limit, like the last 30 seconds, the timer starts ticking faster at you.
Right.
So it just increases your anxiety about it. So you're like running around trying to trying to find that next one or get to the finish line before it times out. So it's really unique. So DJW House, Dave, he helped with the code, and Chad did a great job on the container. It was a lot of fun. It's one of those caches that's really unique, and I don't, Chad and DJW House, both of them have said they don't think they've seen anything like this out there. So it's really a fun cache.
Do you have a GC for that for everybody out there listening?
Yeah, it is. Hold on a second. Let me get in where I can see it. It is 8 Charlie Quebec Zebra.
8 Charlie, so 8CQZZ. Correct.
Correct.
Wow. Well,
That's correct.
They're already in the 8s. Really? The
Oh,
eight
yeah.
cubes? Wow. I haven't paid attention in a while to where they are. Wow. That's pretty awesome, dude. That's an interesting cache. And so how long does it take? How long does it take to finish? Roughly. What's the timeline on it? Like, is it like take 10 minutes to finish?
Do what now?
How long does it take to finish?
So it's from start to finish. If you don't time out, you're done in 15 minutes.
Oh, so it's nothing horrible.
No, it's not. It's not anything terrible. I mean, it's obviously down here in Texas right now. It's hot and humid, so you want to either do it really early in the day or late in the day, or just wait, or wait for a nice cooler day. But as we, start changing the seasons, it's going to be a lot better, and I expect that it's going to get a lot of attention.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Good job. And so I'm assuming you came up with the idea and you reached out to Chad and Dave just to say, hey guys, can you help with this kind of a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's so great about it. I was really inspired by some of the great caches out there that do it, gadget caches.
Yeah.
Because when I started doing geocaching, I mean, it was all these micro caches here and there, and which is great because people put time into it to actually go and hide it, and it's appreciated. But
right.
I mean, what really drove me was the really cool things, like seeing that TARDIS that DJW House helped with.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Geocache.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So
amazing.
I was inspired, and I actually built a Simon Says geocache because of that.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty nice.
Yeah.
One.
So really I've actually built. And then, I wanted to tell you guys. So, I mean, I got great feedback from all the people that did it. But what really inspired me is one person told me that it'd be really cool if you had something like this that somebody who's handicapped could do it. So so that inspired me even more. So I went and I reached out to Dave yesterday, I think it was. Mm-hmm. So Dave and I talked yesterday, and we've actually, what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to upgrade the geocache. So there's going to be actually 2 starting scan points on the.
Did we lose? Oh, we lost Scott.
We lost Scott. I
Okay.
don't know what's going on with our Wi-Fi tonight. My kid's probably on the Wi-Fi. We're going to have to talk with him. He came back pretty quickly last time.
Be able to complete that one
Nope.
now. That it's going to be called Cakewalk, and it's going to be really designed for those people who do have disabilities or are handicapped or in a wheelchair or something like that. So we want everybody, regardless of what their level is, to be able to get out there and do these great, really cool gadget caches
Sure.
like we're doing now like this one, for example. It's arduous. I mean, there's a little bit of running involved. It's a little aerobic, but it's a really great fun cache. But so I want to make sure that everybody has that same opportunity to experience that. So
Sure.
we've created a new, we're adding to the code where they can scan that other code, and there's not going to be a time limit on them, but it's going to be the scan points or the waypoints are going to be closer, easier to get to, and all accessible by wheelchair.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
awesome.
That is amazing.
I'm looking at the finders of this cache on here, and I can list out a number of them that were I can guarantee were huffing and puffing by the time it was done.
Well, hey, Jeremy, thank you so much for calling in, man. That's awesome. Let us know when you put the other cache out, so we can promote that one as well. Will you?
Well, it's not going to be another cache. It's going to be the same one. I'm just going to
I thought it
upgrade
was
it
gonna be a new one.
to have two different scan points. So that it'll
Sweet.
still be the same geocache, but depending on your level of abilities, you can choose one way or the other. Now, somebody may show up and they want to do the cakewalk, and it could be anybody.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
So they do the cakewalk, and they realize, oh, this is easy and this is great. I'm going to go and do the full mission.
Right.
And then
Sweet.
all of a sudden they're running.
Sweet.
And they're off to the races trying to get this thing completed.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. And the question now with that, one more little note, and I'll let you go, is how do you rate that? Because obviously, if it's 4 wheelchairs, it's a 1 terrain. But if it is oh my god, I can't speak. It is and it isn't depending on which one you choose. So how do you rate that as a DT?
So right now I have it rated as a 3.5. And or for difficulty.
What about
the
terrain?
terrain I have is just a 1.5, I think, because it's all level ground. The only difference is for the wheelchair. I just have to make sure that there's no time limit. The only hard part about it is the time limit.
All right.
Really,
Right.
and the distance between the waypoints.
Yes.
Because Old Town Spring is just like a little neighborhood that's nothing but shops.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then
So
I would change
the terrain isn't the problem.
right.
It's just
The
the
time.
difficulty because of the time and the distances. So for so I've kept the terrain as a 1.5
Mhm.
because there's no reason to make the terrain any harder.
And what was the GC again? It was 8. Was it 8?
8 Charlie, Quebec, 0.
Thank you. And so what you could do is make the key. You can add the wheelchair attribute to the cache, and then make a note on the
Correct.
cache page saying, "Hey, this is also could be wheelchair accessible, an option."
Or yeah, and
Oh.
that's the whole thing. I'll just edit the
Yeah.
description
Yeah.
to add that extra feature into it.
Awesome. All right, that's hey, dude. I love it. I love that you thought that, and that you're going to make it that accessible. I like that. Very nice. Good job. That's very nice. Man.
Yeah, it's important. I want, that's the reason why I created it. I wanted it for everybody to have a fun time. Plus, they get out and there's people that went and did it that didn't even know about Old Town Spring. And Old Town Spring is a really quaint, cool little area.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
you can ask Chad for that's where they host the Big Huge Crawfish Festival every year. Is right there in Old Town Spring.
Mhm.
And it packs the people in down there.
Definitely does.
Oh, well, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you
All
soon.
right.
Thank you.
You have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
So Jesse,
Yes.
we had a question in the chat room. Scott and Jesse, why are you not in the same room?
Yeah, I just answered that.
What'd you say?
Well, I have to screen the calls, so it would be difficult if we were in the same room trying to talk into the same microphone, but then I'm right next to you talking to
Right.
somebody on the phone.
And I was also
and-
my mic would pick her up,
right.
and vice versa.
Right.
That's why
Right.
we're in different rooms. We're on opposite sides of the house. I could faintly hear her talk when
Mhm.
she talks.
I can hear him in the other room.
Can you hear me talk?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. All right. It's about it's actually past 9:30 here. I can't even see. I kept bottoming. I gotta get Jesse. I gotta buy a new computer. This thing's just.
Is that the computer going?
It's
I
computer.
wondered what was going on.
Well, I'm getting popped out, but it's because of the power of the computer is what it is. I gotta buy a new computer. I'm not
I think it's time.
I'm not happy about it.
You'll be happy when you get the new computer.
Oh, I know. It's just
Not happy paying the bill.
Not happy paying the bill. I'm not gonna worry about it. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Hey, callers, thank you so much for calling in tonight. I love the discussion shows. Some stuff we didn't get to tonight. Anything International Geocaching Day souvenir? What is this? Chad got a badge for my profile for my
There-
Where I Go in Brazil being in a geo tour.
There's another souvenir that's going to get lost in the shuffle.
So that's not a souvenir. That's actually a badge.
Oh, he got a badge.
got a
Oh,
badge.
Not a
Chad
souvenir.
got a badge.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, so everybody, thank you so much for calling in. Chad, thank you, sir, for being here tonight. Jesse, thank you so much for being here tonight. And guys, next week, there we go. Hold on, I gotta get my show notes here. Next week, guys. First of all, two things. One of them, we're gonna have a contest, caller contest next week, guys. Practical Geocacher wanted to give away some stuff, so we are giving away a set of 7 magnetic caches, a $20 value. For the next actual 2 weeks, the next 2 shows, we're having contests only for callers. You call in, you get put in the hat, the proverbial hat that Jesse chooses at the end of the show, and you will win a set of 7 magnetic caches, Chad. And it is a discussion show, so no worries, guys. Discussion next week, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Confessions of a Geocaching Addict.
That'll be a fun one.
That's a show next week, guys. Confessions of a Geocaching Addict. We've all got confessions. We're all addicts. So I want to hear your confession because I'll have plenty. I know that. So Confessions of a Geocaching Addict. That's next week's show with a contest, a caller contest, set of 7 magnetic caches, compliments of practical geocaching. So guys, thank you so much. We will talk to everybody next week. And let's close up the show here. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website at Geocaching Podcast. The audio archive video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on your favorite podcatcher. If you like the show, head over to Apple iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you subscribe to the show on your favorite viewing platform and subscribe or get notified when we go live. If you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you will get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/The Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Nuts Body Company, Practical Geocaching, and PackTags.com. Please visit our sponsors, pages. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week, talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we will talk to you guys next week. We are clear. I think I pushed live on that. I hope I did. So yeah, guys. Yeah, Jesse, I think that's why we're getting the freezing too, is because of my computer. I think it's actually my computer is why it's freezing.
The thing's been on its last leg for a long time.
Oh, this computer's been on the last legs for years. It's a workhorse, but yeah. So I think more power would certainly help it. So yeah, unfortunately, I think it's time. So. All right, guys. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Confessions of a Geocaching Addict, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot.